Hi, thank you for listening. You picked up the egg for Seminar 4, and Seminar 4 is a little bit clown heavy, so be prepared to look like a stupid idiot for this one. So basically, the idea with Seminar 4 is that it's someone who's completely off base, who's out of touch, attempting to orchestrate an activity between people which actively harms or inconveniences other people, but not themselves. And the idea is to promote critical thinking amongst a sort of audience tested by the behavior of the asshole. So I often play a character. His name is John. He's named John because I'm Mad John, and it's like John if he didn't care. And what I do is I put on makeup as if I am heavily sunburned, as if I'm a tourist. And John does an accent. He's sort of a Valley Girl. He sort of talks like this, yeah. He's pretty, nonchalant, yeah. I hold that character. He wears several pairs of sunglasses. He wears a swimsuit and a rash Hawaiian shirt, sandals. And he's openly talking about how he came into town off of his oil rig that his dad gave to him. He talks about how his favorite activity is pouring crude oil over the backs of dolphins. He talks about profit. He talks about how much his clothes cost. He is just a generally shallow and inconsiderate human being who is also just constantly yammering. So the premise of my activity that I use to sort of examine the compliance with this asshole of these people is I prompt the dunking of various balloons in slip or washable paint material, and then offer guidance that participants should maneuver the balloons around between them, bouncing them around between them without using their hands. And it's important to note that John, or the clowned asshole character, will not touch these balloons at any time, because this character is worried about staining his clothes. This character is concerned about the potential costs of interacting with the balloon. And so for my character, for John specifically, I often posit it as if it was a paid experience from an agency which was commissioned to assemble a group of people in order to participate in a quote-unquote fun activity, which John is enjoying while on vacation. He is often referring to this as if it costs multiple $1,000s, which does not align with the material setup of this activity. At least for me, there just wasn't a ton of stuff there. It's like dirt and a balloon and a room to bounce it around in. And for me, also a beach chair for John to sunbathe as the lackeys grind. So yeah, you'll assemble these group of people. You'll tell them they absolutely need to dip these balloons in this paint and bounce them around until they dry, because the agency said so, and John paid very much for this a few months ago. Although he's bothered by the cost, but unbothered by the cost. He's saying it was only $600, but then at another point he'll say, I paid $600 for this. So be a dick, be cringe, be terrible, and see if your friends are still willing to comply. Or choose strangers and see how they feel. I think they'll be less likely to go with you. But experiment with getting people to realize that they don't need to deal with you by being obnoxious. And that's the whole activity. That's pretty much it. I often incentivize this one, saying that you can end the game with a prize, and the prize is $1 split between all the participants, because John is a stingy motherfucker despite his open inheritance of tons of money. So this is the activity. Thank you so much for listening. Make it your own. Choose your own character. Choose things that make a person an asshole and how they would behave, and think about what a person would have to say to you, would have to do to you for you to just completely stop complying. And test it out. See if it works for your friends. See if it works for your strangers. Find the way. Enjoy. This is called Wanting Paint Dry, if you want a title, but you can call it whatever you want. And also alter the activity if you want. I don't know. Do your thing, man. And don't listen to this again.